Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I think we've got some technical interviews on my own end with the microphone. Here we go. But this is another edition of the Mega Man 2 Any% Difficult Tournament for Speedgaming Live 2024. This is a semifinal matchup between Mello and Xernes. Sorry, we're just getting the intro in here in the middle of Flashman stage as we're getting started. But let's go. Xernes and Mello are fighting for the right to place Satoko Addict in the final for all the marbles. A minute or so separates these two on the leaderboard, but again, this is Mega Man 2. Anything can happen, especially in those later stages. Both of them maybe not quite in sync, but still neck and neck here in Flashman stage to start things out. Early game of a zip full race, pretty standard. You're going to do Flashman first. You want to get that zip. You want to get item 3. So Xernes with a slight lead. It looks like the timers are in sync. So Flashman, of course, the gimmick here, every time you shoot him, he jumps. You need 14 shots to finish the fight. Xernes with a very clean fight. Mello, not quite as clean. Still not too bad. Still not bad at all. So again, we are in the semifinal stages of this tournament. These are two other semifinalists. Xernes been playing the game for a little bit, has a solid time. Mello, another veteran of the series, been running classic megas left and right for years. So the only real question, I mean, it's ruined now that Xernes has already made a choice. They're both going to Heatman second. Both taking the risky but faster route. So again, we're just going to be looking to see, can they nail the zip? How are the Yoku blocks going to treat them? I mean, we could be a little worried about the 30, 60, 90s. That's only a second or two, though. The best way to make a race that close is, of course, to suggest it might be or it might not be that close. Xernes is not quite able to nail the item 3 throw. Mello getting a little time back by getting it. And it's the little things. Especially since every set of little things you don't get that your opponent does, you know, it adds up over the course of a race. A second here, a second there. So here we go. They do want to be jumping as soon as they can. The blocks appear based on how long their position has been on the screen. So it kind of looks like it takes them all a few seconds to show up. But the further you can push the screen forward, the sooner they're on the screen, the sooner they show up. Both of them making that last jump as soon as they can with the little pause trick, just so they can reset their falling velocity. Again, we've got two veterans here. It's all good. So Xernes at this point, an entire screen ahead of Mello. Let's see what Heatman does here. Oh, fire those shots, just jump through the fire to open things up. So far, so good. Again, for the uninitiated, Heatman takes either 30, 60, or 90 frames to zip at Mega Man. Xernes staying very close, doing the Heatman dance to have Heatman travel as little as possible, because of course you can't hit Heatman again until he comes out of the fire jet. Mello taking a little bit of a safer approach, staying further away. It's going to make this fight go a little bit longer, just all by itself with the travel time. Not significantly so, but you know, I can only say it doesn't take significantly longer so many times before here we are in stage 2, and Xernes is already teleporting out maybe 10 seconds faster. So we're going to get item 1. We're going to go to Airman stage, probably. And we'll be rejoining the action shortly. And I've acquired a co-commentary near everybody. We found Warm Cabin.
Hey, here I am.
Welcome to the booth. Hope you're having a good time of day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm 10 minutes late as usual, but...
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Forward to the race.
I mean, really, we're only 5 minutes into the race, so you're not even 10 minutes late.
Yeah, that's true. That's good for me.
I like despawns though, and we're already getting into the fast air portion of our show.
Yeah, I'm glad they're both doing it. Every race I've commentated so far, it's been like flash heat air versus a flash air heat kind of thing.
Yep. I mean, it is definitely something you have to know what you're doing and feel comfortable doing it in a race. But it looks like they both got it without any problems at all. So we've got a live one.
What happened to Mello? He's a bit behind, isn't he?
Nothing specific happened to Mello. He's just not executing at Xernes' level. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Wow, I was gonna guess the heat fight.
I mean, at the heat fight, Xernes was taking the short hops, doing the Heatman dance, and Mello was kind of walking across the screen. I didn't really count the frames, but they were also a screen apart even going in. Xernes was walking through the back gate, Mello was walking in the front gate. So even now, Mello's kind of a couple screens back, even from that through, well, since the Heatman gate until now. Xernes taking a bit of damage here. Still no problem. Mello trying to hold serve here. Taking the damage on purpose to walk through the hurricanes. Again, right? It's still a very clean kill, but Mello killing Airman after he's on the ground. Xernes, I think, finished Airman in the air on the hop, so, you know, 10th of a second here, 10th of a second there. You add those all up over the course of the run, suddenly you're up 20 seconds.
Yeah, and if anyone's curious, the thing when you take damage from the tornadoes, it like prevents the wind from hitting you, so it like helps you get into firing range sooner. It's a pretty common strat. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's one I really need to work on because it's so good to be on the other side of all those little tornadoes.
Right.
Oh my goodness, is this happening? Ooh. Xernes is going for Biggie here. So both of these zip setups kind of walk through the stage in a couple of different ways. Xernes is going to fall off the first screen here.
Okay,
and respawn at the midway point. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, what's the difference between Biggie and Tass?
I'm honestly not sure. Biggie, I believe, is Cool Kid strat. I don't know how different it is from the TAS. I just have not watched the TAS enough to actually be able to answer that question confidently.
I should know that. I'll look it up.
Go for it. We've got Papat in chat letting us know that TAS Clash is much harder.
What is it? There's a vertical zip involved? Is that it? I don't know.
Biggie is free, TM. Xernes is through the climb at least. Mello just starting it with the item 3 jumps. Also on the list of things I need to get better at doing, looking left before grabbing ladders so that Mega Man looks right so that the bird comes from the right. And again, Mello's not like doing anything particularly wrong. Just losing little bits of time to Xernes in every stage, just slightly further behind every time.
Yeah, it's kind of striking. It's kind of scary. Xernes like the Terminator.
Yeah, Xernes got the double on Clash as well. Mello not quite able to do it. Not a bad fight again, right? It's just another 5 seconds.
Yep.
The top levels of gameplay. So yeah, I mean, given that they are just a little bit more than a minute, I think it's like less than 70 seconds apart on the leaderboard. This is shaping up to be as it was advertised, with Mello kind of keeping up, forcing Xernes to hit his strats, and otherwise waiting for Xernes to make a mistake. I mean, sometimes that's just how it is.
Oh, look at that, Gabby. Turn the lights back on. How about that?
Oh my! Who turns the lights on? Everyone except me. That's the actual answer. with the lights on, it is a lot easier to nail the zip at the end.
Oh!
Mello saved it. Oh, Xernes, what are you doing? Mello saved it and then couldn't get the A trigger. Mello having a little trouble here. Xernes getting to the end.
Oh my! Corridor zip.
I have questions. Xernes actually with a couple of really sweet zips there.
I want Mello to get it too.
Really risky going for the frame perfect door entry.
Oh, did he do that too?
Yeah, he no wiggles.
What the hell? Why?
Mello took, I think, at least 2 or 3 tries to get into the first zip.
Mm-hmm.
So that every time you fall down there, that's 6 seconds all by itself. So that's, you know, gonna give Xernes a nice, comfy lead here. Xernes is gonna go to Woodman next. Mello needs his crash bomb to explode. Gets Quickman to go into it. Xernes, of course, doing the dog zips here. I'm assuming that is why we went to Woodman a little bit early, just to get this out of the way.
Another frame perfect scroll there. Wait, isn't this the second to last stage?
I mean, Wood sometimes has been done 4th, even. Since if you get all of your zips, you really don't need anything else. You have everything you already need. And I think it gets done here by some runners just to get it over with, so you can get that dog zip reset in faster. Of course, this is a no reset scenario, so...
Right.
We're still here. Xernes missing a... I'm not sure where he is right now.
Oh.
He somehow fell out of the zip. I don't think he picked up a 1-up, so he has to just go.
Let's see if he can pull the zipless out of his pocket. That's what I did.
So this is one of the reasons why I don't like this move of Wood 5th, because now he doesn't have metal. So he's going to have to come up with some interesting backup strats here. He's also already used his item 2 on the first screen.
Oh,
so
true.
Flash here is actually a pretty sweet backup idea. Meanwhile, Mello is through to Metal Man. And that's going to get him his Robot Master out of the way now. So Mello's now done with 6. Xernes working on 6. And this kind of goes back to what we were saying early on. It's Mello against will Xernes be able to execute. And everything was looking really, really strong right up until there. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I was looking at Mello too.
I can only imagine going back to it because he made the ladder grab. He did the ceiling part of the Goodwood zip, and he went up a screen. I think he just didn't push a 3rd time on the part where you hold left, falling down back to the zip screen again, and just ended up in a weird spot. The game zipped him in a way he didn't want to zip, and well, here we are. Mello, meanwhile, now not doing dog scrolls, but is using Flash, got the mini zip.
Yeah, pseudo zipless, I call it. Because that's impossible unless you get that tiny little zip with the screen scroll. Or else you'd have to be using Atomic Fire, like the zipless guys do.
Yep. I'm not sure if it's faster to use Atomic Fire or Metal Blade. I mean, obviously, if you use Fire charged up going into the first one, that's a different story. The third one, though. Anyway, Mello now setting up as if Xernes having a little trouble here. Does get the metal set up. So right here, where Mello is now, this is where Xernes went wrong, and Xernes ended up not on the top of the screen, on the bottom. There's a good wood. Went a little far, but he got it.
It's better to go a little far than not far enough, because then you go right back to the checkpoint.
Yeah. Got that 2-screen window to get it or not.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like 2 screens. Sometimes it feels like 2 tiles.
I know. I mean, if you're moving, how fast do you zip? It's like a tile a frame, if even, or
Yep, 16
yeah.
pixels per frame, exactly.
And screens, what, like
16 tiles.
16 tiles? So you've got 60. It's a 32 frame window.
Yep.
You've got half a second.
Yep. Well, yeah. Wait, that is kind of rough, actually.
Yeah. Man, now I'm going to be even more nervous the next time I do it. Xernes is fighting Metal Man. Metal Man, of course, as long as you're holding B and don't push B and don't cross the center of the room, he doesn't jump, at least until about 6 cycles of iframes go by. Not because it's 6 cycles of iframe, it's just that amount of time. So Xernes, is he also up to Bubble Man now? So despite all of that, I mean, Mello's still only kind of getting up to where the zip is in Bubble Man stage. Xernes is not that far behind in the end. Built up a nice enough lead early on. And that one might be too low as well. And that's too high. Somebody once told me the strat is to jump and say cucumber. And when you get to the end of saying cucumber, you are at the optimal position to place your item 1.
I'm going to have to try that. See, I still do the pause falls when I play this.
Yeah. Cucumber. Xernes getting the hardest jump in the game. You know, I take it back. Mello might have just gotten a harder one. I looked away at Mello jumping over the frog and was like, what is he doing? And Xernes is already done with the zip. That's good.
Oh, I love jumping over the frog. That's a cool strat. And then while you're doing that, you get your mash in for the next guy.
I never even thought to do that.
I think that's
usually because I get there and I'm like, I want that health.
Right.
All right. So we're kind of back.
Double death.
We've flipped things over. Now Mello is on the beam out of the extra long beam out after Bubble. Xernes entering Bubble. And as a friend of the show, LV Creed likes to say, the most famous eyebrows in gaming. Mello's into Wily. So, I mean, if this is like it was early on, Mello is going to be clinging to this lead for dear life. And Xernes is just going to be gaining time as, well, time goes on. Mello missing item 2, so again, right? Mello needs every second, and he just basically handed Xernes not just that time back, but that item 1 usage. Because again, Wily stages on an NES Mega Man, you don't get that energy back between stages.
Yeah, what happened there? Was he trying to dodge the birds or just mismenu?
I think he just mismenued.
Yeah.
And ended up on 1 instead of 2. So we got what looks like a good setup. Now that we've had it happen once, every zip setup looks good until it actually happens. For Xernes using a few too many item 1s to get to the end here. Different strats. Maybe it wasn't below item 2 placement that I just missed. Mello didn't like that item 1, and you could see it disappearing as he climbed up the screen, up the ladder. So he made the right decision. Xernes now.
Let's see how much time that vertical zip really saves.
Oh, it's a chunk of time.
Especially when you just gotta climb that ladder.
Yeah, climbing ladders is just so slow.
Yeah, if you can use item 2 if you want a platform to jump off of. That's a good idea.
So again, Xernes just hitting the auto scroller section. Mello getting to the dragon itself. Apologies, this game does get very flashy in the castle stages, so avert your eyes if necessary. See, Mello hanging on, but I mean, for everything that happened to Xernes, this is a lot closer than you'd think it would be. which just kind of speaks to Xernes' skill in the game.
Yeah, this is intense. I can't wait to see where they'll be up at Wily 4.
Oh!
Oh!
And just like that, Xernes back in the lead, although Mello does get a weapon refill.
Oh!
Xernes, I mean...
I'm gonna waste 2 items just to recover it without dying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I feel like Xernes should have just eaten the death and gotten all the item 1 back.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, yes. Yeah, this. Now, did Mello take... Yeah, Mello took the zipless path there, I think.
That's right. Yeah, he respected. He said, I failed the zip. I gotta respect it. It's time to do zipless.
Yep. Which, though, also gives him the E-Tank.
Apparently, it's just faster to do it zipless. I just learned that the other day. My head's still kind of spinning.
This is another pair of stages where, yeah, if you end up doing that, it is faster to use item 2. It's just that the net speed of doing the Wily 1 strats the way the zip route does it, and then just taking the zip to start Wily 2 is faster overall.
Right.
Alright, so Pico Pico. Not really much time to save here, you know. You can hit him a little bit faster, but as I'm told there's a little bit of frame roll going on here.
Oh yeah, you could totally frame tie the task on this fight. It's super easy.
So just don't screw up. Yep, very tight. Although, as we know from early on in this, that's probably going to favor Mello. Ah, my goodness. I'm sorry, it's been a day. It's probably going to favor Xernes.
That's really close, though, considering, like, 1 flub zip versus 1 game over, and it's like, they're neck and neck.
Well, yeah, it's it's a lot of mistakes at this point on both sides. Like, maybe not a lot of big ones from Mello, but enough. And that mistake. So here's Xernes now. He's got his item 2 back. I'm kind of using the Mega Man Legacy Collection Challenge strat here of using item 2 over the water. I respect that.
Legacy Collection strat, oh my god.
You know, that's a good question, right? We talk about Wily 2 with item 2 is faster than it is with item 1, but Wily 1 makes it faster to go that way. Has anybody done the math on that versus Wily 3 here? Because that water is slow.
I don't know.
That's a good question. So that at least answers why he didn't do that now. Maybe he was thinking ahead.
Have you seen the zip that Tass does through the spikes?
Oh, God. I've not seen the Tass zips.
Yeah, you should look up the Wily 3 Tass. It's a zip. No, it's a crazy zip. You like get the iframes and they just barely run out to get through.
Well, we kind of knew this early on based on where they were, because even if Mello was kind of still 30 seconds to a minute behind, this would still be the make or break point of the race, and it looks like, well, instead of a minute behind, Mello is maybe 5-10 seconds behind. Nailing the sexy zip.
What is a technical tie? How does that work?
I don't think there is a technical tie per se. I mean, they're kind of close. I think at this point, especially with the item 2 getting used on Xernes' side, the item usage is probably very similar. I don't know what their item 1s look like off the top of my head, though. Because Mello is full. Xernes... Does Xernes have any item 1? Whew.
Love that.
I'm not scared. You're scared. You saw it coming in, ran off the edge. Mello with the item 1s, doing the kind of traditional strats in this room. Not that the item 2 strats are that much slower. Xernes is working with what he has.
Oh, I was just comparing that. In that last room above Mello, it's like 3 frames faster to use 2 item 1s. Mello flubbed another zip, but it's okay because he got that refill.
So we're here now. Xernes is already tearing up the Boo Beam fight. Gets the double. It's already over. So Mello trying to at least keep up here. That might be low. And he's gonna go for this double. That's fine. And chat's all over it. Lovely damage transfer.
I want to rewatch Xernes fight later. I want to see his setup.
So yeah, Purple Hell survived. Xernes is very likely to come out of this now. I mean, it's obviously not over yet, but the proverbial hard part is done. All you have to do now is survive the Wily Machine, don't get killed by the Robot Masters, and don't hug the alien, and mash it down before your opponent does. Easy, right?
That's all there is to it.
Before you know it, this one's going to end up on awful announcing for a commentator jinx if I keep going, though.
Yeah, let's just keep quiet for the rest of the race, why don't we?
Maybe. Xernes with 3 robots down. Mello with 2 robots down.
Are they taking the same boss order?
I think they're doing slightly different ones, but neither one's the one I would do, but I also have bad time in this game, so. Ooh!
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Oh, what?
That was the 3rd life. That's gonna reset all the robots.
At least he doesn't have to go back to Wily 4, but still.
Doesn't have to go back to Wily 4, but Mello now with a lot of robots down, even if he's having a time with Quickman here.
That's not the pattern you want for Leaf Shield.
Yeah. The only thing going for Xernes now is he does have weapon energy, but I can't really think of anything that it's going to help with. I guess you can use Crash on Quickman to some extent now, but that's really it.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll think of that. I mean, if you flub it, it just ends up being way slower.
It's kind of a weird thought. You actually want to go to Quick last now to keep Crash out. At least I think you would. I'm not an expert on the Crash kill on the Wily machines. Because as you can see, Mello here is going to open up, I'm pretty sure, with a few metal blades to soften him up. High metal, buy metal, indeed. And there you go.
And Xernes keeps the Buster out for Quickman. I thought he might.
It's one of those things that, like, every time you're in a fight and it's like, well, I could do this, you're not sure what's up at the end of a race. There's always that chance there's something you haven't thought through that could end you. Xernes again living dangerously, not really collecting any of the health. I mean, that's going to be a problem here. I mean, if he nails it, but he's going to have to do some dodging on the Wily machine.
Oh no, he lost the E-Tank because the game over.
Right, he doesn't have an E-Tank.
Or no, I'm sorry, it was Mello who got the E-Tank anyway. The item 2 ride. Whoops.
I was like thinking, I don't remember Xernes collecting an E-Tank. He might have picked up the Metal Man one, but I highly doubt it. Yeah,
No,
I mean, that was the other thing about that game over in Wily 2. Mello hasn't died, I think, since then either, but he would have also had the lives. You know, I said Mello hasn't died yet, and he's like jumping with the last of those iframes right into the alien's hitbox. Scaring me a little bit. But there you go, Mello Like we said earlier, it's Mello just needs to execute and let Xernes beat himself. And it worked out for him in round 1. Admittedly, though, right, for everything that happened to Xernes, it looks like he's still going to cut 31. And that's scary good. So let's go through the end of race 1 here.
Again, the alien got away with 1 energy both times there.
I mean, maybe there was a gentleman's agreement. I highly doubt that, but it'd be funny. So yes, there you have it. What do you think, Warm Cabin?
It was pretty close. Gosh, I don't know. I don't even know what to predict for the next round, right?
I mean, I'm hoping. Yeah, it's a little bit of a coin flip. I'm hoping Xernes actually pulls it together. Because like we said, if you take out the good wood, if you take out that game over in Wily 5, Xernes wins this race, and this is a best of 3, so he's got a shot still. You know, everybody gets 1, so there it is. Anyway, while we let the runners kind of recuperate, I'm going to hop over to race time and make sure we get a new race room set up for them. But we did get the links out there in chat to their Twitch streams, MelloFlowz and Xernes, just like it's spelled on the screen, although Xernes has _1 on the end. Xernes _1. Definitely give your runners a follow, because we can't put on these silly races without them and everybody's great support. So please follow the runners, follow Speedgaming, and we will be back soon. I'll leave you in the capable hands of Warm Cabin for a couple of minutes.
What should I use? Should I riff on the credits? Okay.
Riff on the credits.
Yeah, sure. Okay, see AK right there? Akira Kitamura? Did you guys know he's active on Twitter? Like, you can, it's AK_blueprints. Just go ping him. Just be like, hey, Kitamura-san, why does Mega Man move like 5% slower in the air than on the ground? And he'll just be like, I never noticed that. Or he'll be like, oh, that's just what I was thinking. It's super cool. He was the designer for Rockman 1 and 2.
That's actually kind of awesome. It is great when you like talk to people who worked on video games like years later, and they're just like, no way. When we tell them these like just really obscure facts about the game.
Did you know that you can hold A during the robot select screens, and then the stars get replaced with birds?
And the birds, and the birds, and the birds. I always forget exactly what does that, but I do love the birds. Hopefully we get more birds in this race.
Yeah, hear that, guys? But so under the tasks encode on task videos, we're always getting comments like someone is confused by that. Like, I don't remember there being birds in this game. Is this a hack?
I remember like that being a thing in the Nintendo Power days. It was like this dumb thing. Yeah, just do this. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a known thing at least in the 90s. mean, the game came out in 88, and I only learned to read in 90 or so, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like that's funny. I just think it's like the weirdest thing to like not like of all the things you see in the test, you're gonna be like, oh no, those are stars. It's not birds. No.
I mean, we get the same thing in Mario Wonderland, where people keep on saying they're hacking the game, they're going through the piranha plants, and it's like, no, let's talk to you about terrible hitboxes. But we will have to talk about being on a bus another day, because our racers have readied up for round 2 of the semifinal race in the Mega Man 2 tournament for what are we in? Speedgaming Live 2024. That's the year. MelloFlowz and Xernes. The winner gets a Toko Addict in the finals. Round 2. Let's go. Let's see if Xernes comes back if you missed race 1. Xernes honestly had great execution except for really 2 or 3 points. And that gave Mello the win. That was enough. Let's see if Xernes gets it this time. I think he's going to do it. Mello already complaining at the end of the previous race in race chat. Why are you making us go to game 3, Xernes? What are you doing? So, they know where they stand. It's all in good fun. And by the countdown on Xernes' screen, it looks like Xernes is... Oh, I love race time integration sometimes. Mello got the race start, so that's good. Birds!
Yay, thank you. Birds are only there because he's playing on a ROM hack.
Oh, man. So it is walk on the ground, you go 5% faster? That's the strat?
What? Okay, I don't want to say 5%. I think it's more.
Fair.
Okay, you want the exact numbers? It's 1 and 6/16 versus 1 and 5 over 16.
So it's 4/16 of a something.
No, it's 1/16 of a pixel per frame. So every 16 frames you spin in the air, you're going to lose a pixel. Whatever percentage that is, that percent faster you go for walking.
Oh, an eighth is 12%. We're at 16, so we're definitely below 10%. There's some math to be done if I wasn't holding down my push to talk button, so I can't pull up the Windows calculator right now. Someone in chat do some division while we fight Flashman again. So kind of like the last race, Xernes here, just a brief amount of time faster. Misses 1 shot in the fight compared to 0 shots last race. Mello though, spicy. About the same as last race overall though, like not much different. This is shaping up to be the same opening where Xernes just, better execution, saving a couple of seconds here and there, building up a lead, and then we see what happens. Of course, for the uninitiated and the curious, we're on the Japanese version of the game here, just because it's like on so many other games, the text is faster. I think it saves something on the order of 30 to 40 seconds across those get your weapons ready Dr. Light cutscenes.
I am going to go to the Mega Man leaderboards and quote you the exact thing. Which is off by... Never mind.
There's an amount of time, to be sure. We like to let players play on the version they want when it's a very known difference like that. It's going to be the same amount of time every time. So... Didn't see... I'm guessing Xernes got the candy throw this time. Mello did as well. Xernes having a little trouble getting the zip set up, though. I'm gonna switch the audio over to Xernes here. If you hear a little bit of a garble there. Mello went too far on the block.
Oh,
pushing forward on these blocks. You know, sometimes it happens. You got a low bounce on the throw. He threw that item, threw out too far. I think he's gonna just get up to the top. Just enough item 3 to make it. Of course, he still has to get this now. And, I mean, he's gonna know it ahead of time. Last race, we had racers needing to make zips that included intentional deaths with no lives left, and they had to make calls. Mello now, already down a life. He just needs to remember to get it. Because it will be there at the start of Quickman stage. He just needs to get it. Again, I'm not really counting what the frames are here on the Heatman fight, but Xernes doing the Heatman dance. The last hit is intentional. You can get the iframes and just be right there when Heatman stops, because you have enough hit points to tank one hit, so you might as well tank the last one, just in case. Mello again doing a little bit of a walk away, give you some reaction time, means Heatman does have to fly across the screen for a little bit more time. We're talking, what, like maybe, I don't, Worm Cabin, I think you're the task expert of the department here. I'm the casual person who has a timer in the background. I don't know what the actual time loss for Heatman is doing that.
Yeah, that's a good question. I only know how to optimize the heat fight in a task context. So I can tell you that, like, if when you're doing the heat dance perfectly, it should be 70 frames, or even 69 frames between hits.
Nice.
That's all I know. Yeah, nice. I don't know how fast he actually goes, though.
I mean, if it's about 70 frames between hits, even if we're nice and we say like it's 60 frames a second, there's 14 hits. With the 10 frames, there's a pair of 60s in there. So that's about 15 seconds.
Well, sorry, when I say 69 frames, I mean that's what you would call a 30 frame surge.
The total.
And
Xernes walked into the last Lightning Lord and got bounced back. So they actually are, well, on left to right on the screen there in a tie, but Xernes has no flash, has no item 1. He's gonna, if he does this, he's taking a ride. That might not be terrible, it's just gonna be slow. It's Mello's chance to hold serve here, though.
Oh, I can't see, I got it.
He's through.
So, Cap, did we just reverse commentator's curse for Xernes? We were talking.
I think we've been doing it the whole race. I mean, again, right? Xernes was able to hang on through the first race with a few things happen. He's going to pause twice here, maybe 3 times for the super jump. He's pausing too fast, I feel like. He's got to let Mega Man get some distance going, but he's through. And again, that's a place where sometimes you'll see runners just immediately take the intentional game over to do it again. But at the same time, there's no guarantee you will make it through fast air, really ever. First try, second try, 50th try. It's just giving Xernes a deficit to play back from here. Mello into Airman. Xernes with a nice despawn, though. You love to see it. Mello having a little trouble here, dodging some tornadoes. This is going to be close.
Uh-oh. You gotta jump over him, you're gonna die. Oh.
He did it. He was listening. Can't beat Airman.
Even though you get behind him, the wind still hurls you back regardless. Or so they say.
Yeah, it's just got to be a lot of just a vacuum force in that room. That's all I can think of. All said, though, like, very good execution in the clutch from Mello there. I mean, that is something a lot of Mega Man runners know they might have to do, and pulling it off in a race, always fun to be like, oh no! And you make that jump. Full credit there. So, into Clash. And Mello, last race, did the screen 2 zip, no problems. Xernes did Biggie.
Oh, what's this?
Birds.
Oh, Birch, thank you, Xernes. Mello is doing the simple setup, or he did.
No biggie this time. And Xernes not going to mess with it. Just going to go ahead to screen 2.
It'll be fine. No biggie.
Yep. He'll be fine. Nothing major there, but it is just another one of those things where when he's especially playing from behind and knowing that Mello, you know, you're going to get time back, but you still want to get every last instance of 1 or 2 seconds you can. Of course, Mello missed an item 1 somewhere in there, gave some of that time back right away. And that's the back and forth of this race. That's a bigger time loss. Scrolling the screen back and forth by accident.
Oh, what did he do? Did he fall off the ladder and climb back up?
Yeah, he just tried to fall onto item 3 fast, and just missed it. I'm not fully versed in exactly how getting onto item 3 on a ladder works, because I know sometimes it behaves for you, and other times it just does what it wants to do.
It's a pixel window, which I still have not learned in real time. I just like task it and then press B and then it doesn't work, and then I wait a frame and I press B and then it works. It's not good.
I'm aware of a setup in Heatman stage to get it to work. I can kind of get it to happen at the last, at the top of the climb in Flashman stage. But again, like I said, sometimes I feel like I'm just a dirty casual with a timer running.
Oh yeah, me too. I always chase I like don't even try, you know? I just chase my item 3s straight up.
Nobody really knows how item 3 works. Not even our friend on Twitter.
Ooh, should ask him.
So Mello going to quick, Xernes also going to quick. Both of them down at least 1 life here. So Mello's picking up that one up. Xernes not picking up that one up. The one in the laser section is faster to pick up. I mean,
really?
I'm crying again right now because Xernes landed on the 1-up's platform in the previous race, did not collect it. Not sure if that was intentional or not. But another one of those things where if you just gotten that, Wily 5 goes very differently in the previous race. Mello, after some mishaps in the previous race, nailing the zip this time. Xernes as well. The lights are on for some reason. They both did the wiggle, you know, that everybody except me does.
Yeah, don't they know that wastes time? You probably lost like 5 frames.
Just don't be afraid of the dark. Xernes clipping the ledge with his feet there. Nothing big, just losing falling speed.
Oh.
Xernes does collect that one.
That's
I forgot to grab it. He remembered to grab it.
That's the one you meant. I thought you meant the one on the right side at the very beginning.
Yeah, not the early one, the fun one.
That's...
Okay.
Again with the corridor zip.
And just like that, Xernes getting the first zip and going in through. My goodness, he does that. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Gotta lure him into your trap there.
And, that's a hard spot to get him to come into. And again, just not quite able to get it. Quickman and Xernes are just not getting along today. So again, Xernes is going to go to Woodman 6th instead of Metal. And again, if you get the good wood zip, it doesn't matter. You'll never touch metal. If you miss the good wood zip, you might be wondering where your metal blades went.
Well, unless you use Time Stopper. I really like that.
I guess. No, I think it's Game Boy where metal blades do kill the chickens. It's not a race if Mr. Cab does not mention Game Boy Mega Man somehow, so you know, I get paid by the Game Boy reference.
I still haven't played those ones.
Well, Xernes is in the Goodwood zip. So last race he got here, He got the ceiling zip that's coming up. We have to...
Oh, he's not even going for quick boomerang.
He's going for that. I don't have the sound on myself, so I can't hear the da-da-da-da-da of Mega Man jumping. This time he is in the ceiling. We have Goodwood. I don't know if he had like super deliberate jump that time. Slides. No. But he is through. Mello, of course, no problems with Metal Man. Just honestly, I feel a little bad because technically in the lead going into these robots by a little bit after that Quickman fight. But certainly, honestly, from a speedrun context, a very boring Metal Man stage. That's exactly what you want. Get the longest horizontal zip in the game, get to the end, hold the B button, you know.
Yeah, the real strat is the bottom zip. Like, you gotta nail that.
You do. The Xernes, are we talking about, like, after the checkpoint?
Yes, yeah, after the checkpoint.
Yeah. I think that was another instance in the last race of Xernes just losing a handful of seconds going for it.
Oh, no conveyor zip, but he's using the item 1 to avoid the backwards conveyor. That's cool. Oh, the 2 item 1 setup. Don't you know you need... Oh, wait. Is that what he was doing? Was he doing the subpixel setup?
Mello fell off the Goodwood zip.
Every time I look at the other screen, somebody falls off the Goodwood zip.
Yeah, Mello... Xernes went for that. Mello... No, nobody tell him. Nobody tell him.
Oh, no.
We will find out when he goes for it and he goes to switch to heat. Maybe he remembered.
I think he did.
Yeah, no live, so there you go. So, what Xernes couldn't do last race, use metal blades in this section. Of course, what Mello can't do in this race is use flash because he already used it. Xernes done with Metal Man, going to, I guess that is robot number 8 at this point. So we'll switch over to that music. I'm just working the curse the runner with bad luck by switching to their music button. I mean, the switch to the leader's music button. Mello juking the chickens instead of trying to jump over them. Whoop! Whoop! Xernes with a nice item 2 flight to start Bubble Man stage.
I love that lag manip. That's one of the first strats I ever learned in this game, in Bubble Man stage. I just love that. You lure the frogs out at just the right time so that they're not there when you want them the least.
Yeah. The hardest jump in the game. Mello just... He's not shooting these things fast enough. It's not going to end well. He's out of lives.
Poor thing. Oh, but that means he gets to do the zip again, right?
Well, maybe. Of course, now that's pretty much an entire stage between Mello and Xernes. So again, kind of like the last race. Just what's going to happen? I mean, Mello's a gamer. He's going to go through this. I know, like, we're all sitting here kind of thinking, well, it's over. Xernes just needs to finish the race. But, you know, Mello's going to make sure he does it. Hopefully for Xernes, that means there is less stress on him. So we can avoid the Wily 5 incident of the previous race. So we are going to go at least for some Goodwood zip redemption. So this screen right here, it's hard to see it, but there's just a lot of places you can fall off and just, you know, that's what happened to Mello. He fell in the pit because you're walking through the bird screen in Zipland there. Again, Duckfist tutorial is becoming very old, but it's still very good and very accurate to a lot of things. And I believe he has like the blocks on screen as he's going through the zip, so it's surprisingly easy for what happened to Mello to happen every now and again. Xernes passed the best eyebrows in gaming into Wily 1.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for you to say it.
I got caught describing the good wood zip. I do apologize.
That's okay.
You can interrupt me. Go for it. I'm an idiot in a hat. You can talk. It's good. Banter. We need banter.
I mean, yeah, I'm just a log cabin, man. At least you have a hat. I don't know.
I mean, you've got a wonderful. You have a chimney? I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, the chimney is cut off by the crop on Discord, but yes, I do have a chimney.
I mean, that's cozy. I like it.
Yeah, nice and warm. I'm always surprised when this username isn't taken. Okay, anyway, we are getting fully distracted, which probably means that someone's about to get a game over, right?
It might be. I mean, Xernes has gotten through here. I mean, you know, you said that now, and if Xernes falls in the pit against the dragon, I will come across the internet and force you to play Game Boy Mega Man. That's I think where commentary has led us now.
Sure.
Mello's got to say cucumber, although I think he made it.
Okay, what is it? You press A, cucumber, B?
You press A and start saying cucumber at the same time with you know, roughly that cadence. By the time you get through the 4 syllables of cucumber, push B and then, you know, start holding to the right.
Cucumber, 4 syllables?
I guess it's 3. Cucumber? Cucumber. Maybe it's only 3. Look, this is a math and science stream. I don't know English. What are we? Robots. So the other thing that happened in the last race, Xernes missed this zip on the first setup and went back to save it on the item 1 rather than eating the spikes, which again would have given him the game over, would have let him have the extra life.
Well, I speak from personal experience. Sometimes it's just like, no, I'm not getting a game over. It's just like a mentality thing.
It's just one of those things. It's like taking the points at the end of the first half. You got to go for it. Can't let pride get in the way sometimes, but certainly that's not the reason he lost the race. So Xernes into Pico Kun. So what is this? The greater part of 2 stages. Certainly a stage and a half separating the 2 runners. Xernes just needs to keep playing. Of course, the flip side of that on the other side is Mello also doesn't need to worry about pushing. He just needs to play the game. Because if any mistake happens that's big enough for him to catch up, the extra 2 or 3 seconds here or there are not going to help. Mello would go on to lose that race by 5 seconds.
I think Xernes is ahead by 2 mistakes, exactly.
2 big ones.
2 big mistakes, yes. That's my unit of time there. Did Xernes get the verticals up? Or is that just what you were saying? You're saying those 3 to 5 seconds aren't going to help?
No, like these 3 to 5 seconds are good. I'm talking about like the 3 to 5 seconds total for going for every last pixel save.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bigger like individual chunks of 5 seconds like that zip, those still help for sure. Xernes did get it.
Oh, what just happened?
I don't know. I looked away again and saw Sala on the sidelines, and then the next thing I know, Mello was in a pit.
What is he doing?
He's probably thinking about his item 1 situation. That's the likely story. And yeah, failing a jump in the dragon section. You know, we almost jinxed Xernes with it, and it looks like we it was delayed for Mello. It didn't get the memo.
I was worried that it was like the third, like, because we're watching at 30 hertz on our monitors here, and I was
Yep.
worried like, oh, he's just flickered off. I can't see him. Oh, Mello.
Mello's just got to get over there and climb the ladder. Like at this point, it's
Oh, he placed that way too. Oh, he got it.
yeah, just get over there and get on the ladder. Xernes now has plenty of time. I don't know if he's watching. This is not a randomizer where you're getting like in-game information from your opponent, so watching is just fine. Nailing the sexy zip, which is it's just too good to get that little zip on screen too.
The sexy zip, huh?
I don't know who named it that, but that's how it was originally described to me. Things I'm so used to getting the vertical zip through that screen with the false floor of those spikes, I always forget where exactly the actual gap is.
Yeah, it's two. I think it's the 2 tiles to the right of the ladder. If you want to find out, get your bubble lead. 'Cause the
Yep.
bubble lead will tell you it's the secret strat.
Xernes again into item 2 strats here. I don't know if that's his normal strat at this point, because it feels like in both races he had some item 1 incidents and he ended up doing that. He's certainly used to it. But now, again, Boo Beam is always the stopper. No Mega Man 2 race is over until Boo Beam is dealt with.
Interesting. I'm looking at his setup. So he tiptoes to the edge of that platform, which is the exact pixel that he wants to be, to set up the big hitboxes for the glitch. And he succeeds.
Nice, nice.
I don't think I've ever seen that setup. I certainly use that pixel in the task, but like, not like
I
this.
do want to note that Chad is happy we did not get into a argument over the pronunciation of bubble lead, so...
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm also glad that we didn't get into that argument.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll see if Xernes here, having really a sizable lead, decides to get the health this time. Last race, I don't know if that was just stubbornness or desperation to try and keep the lead and push as hard as possible to not get any of the health.
You mean keep the lead?
Yes, keep the lead.
Yeah, wait, how did you pronounce it? Bubble what? What did you say?
Bubble laid.
Bubble laid, that's it.
It's a cool, refreshing beverage.
It's kind of like saying ATM machine. It just pisses off everyone.
I know. I mean that's also, you know, it's when somebody says in baseball they have so many RBIs, it's like no, the plural's already there. It's runs already. Runs batted ins.
R's BI.
Oh no.
You know what I've been saying? I've been saying, okay, it takes 2 items 1 to set up this zip. What do you think about that?
I mean, it might be that the item possesses the one. I'd buy that.
No, it's items 1.
Because you get your items, your weapons ready.
Yeah, whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. We got a fish! We got a fish! High metal, by metal.
I blinked, I missed it. Shout out to the green health bar at the end of the Flashman fight.
It's true. So Xernes. So yeah, even if this fight goes wrong, which it still can. Now it
And
can't.
it didn't.
Then that was really Mello's last big chance. And even then, it would have just put Xernes back at the beginning of Wily 5 with Mello just barely starting Wily 4.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you never know. Xernes could overzip and then die to the alien with 12 energy left. And what would you do then?
I mean, we'll see if he gets to hug the alien a lot.
He had to. You see that little moment? He had to take a break from his wiggles. Like, okay, 8 left, 8 left, 8 left.
This would almost even be a situation where, honestly, like if you overzipped once, and you know you're still in Wily 6, your opponent's in Wily 4 somewhere, just walk, just take the walk.
Mm-hmm.
No 1 health left for the alien this time. Xernes winning race 2 with the sub 29. Very nice 28.59. Mello still in Wily 4. We'll see how long he pushes forward with it.
Yes. Okay. Sub 29. That's like scary.
Yeah, especially in a race here. It's you've got to go for things. You've got to get the things. And the fact that he still had a couple of mistakes and he's there, it's like, yep. That's pretty much what we were expecting to happen. Mello, I mean, it's kind of hard to judge a little bit here because Mello had a couple of big uns. Although at the end of the day, you could almost make the case that the decider in both races good wood. That's the common thing between the winners of both races. Their opponent failed good wood.
That's true. Yeah. You think boo beams are the big decider, but if nobody dies ever in boo beams.
Yeah, usually it is boo beam, and it's one of those things where like you practice something over and over. You practice what you think is going to be the hard part of the race, and sometimes that ends up being something like this. And with that, Mello has decided he's done. Can't blame him. He's this is very much a winnable fight still. And I don't think that's really the point. I think Mello, sometimes when you know the race is over, you just kind of go as long as things are going to get that practice run in. That's fine. And this is where Mello is just going to say, nah, we're done. So get the GGs out there in chat. We are going to Game 3. And again, this is the semifinals of the Speedgaming Live 2024 Mega Man 2 Any Percent Difficult Tournament. That's a mouthful, but we're going to say it every time. MelloFlowz, just like it's spelled on the screen, twitch.tv/MelloFlowz, twitch.tv/Xernes_1. Xernes, like it's spelled on the screen. Just put that _1 on the end if you're looking for his Twitch channel. Give our runners a follow because we can't have these great tournaments without them. You can follow me and Warm Cabot if you really want to as well, but definitely also follow Speed Gaming. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube later on. And yeah. So before we go to the next round, I did want to shout out that this is part of Speed Gaming Live, which is doing their great annual event here where we've got a lot of cash tournaments, whether it's Mega Man, whether it's Metroid, Zelda, there's a whole bunch of other games in here. They've got a little bit of everything. They've been doing this since 2019. It's absolutely wonderful. Viewers like you are able to go to speedgaming.org, Speedgaming Live. I forget what their actual site is. Pretend I didn't say .org. The Speedgaming Live website, and contribute to the prize pools for all these tournaments. If you're here for Mega Man, keep in mind we've got Mega Man 2, we've got Mega Man 2 Randomizer, Mega Man 1. There's a Mega Man X tournament out there if that's your thing. So definitely get out there, support the runners, support Speed Gaming. We'll keep having fun and keep coming back to watch even more. With all that said, I'm going to let Warm Cabin talk about things for 5 seconds. Maybe we'll get some more trivia. It'll be fun. I love it. And I'll get the runners set up for Game 3. We'll hit the next race button. And honestly, who are we kidding? I'm hoping for Game 4. I want to see the tie. Let's go. Maybe they both get 27s. It'll be great.
There is theoretically no upper bound to the number of games. They could keep tying again and again forever.
We could be here all night.
We could be here forever, and I'm so excited.
So stick around.
Trivia, huh? So I saw Mello just hopping around having a good time after resigning, not resign, whatever the word is. After giving up, he was just hopping around, dodging the bullets, and he was dodging. In the boobing fight, you can use the start button to dodge the bullets from those guys, and it's weird. Like, it's the only entity in the game that you can actually do that. Is those specific bullet objects. Nothing. Everything else freezes like it's supposed to when you're pausing. Except those, and then there's the alien. The alien bullets you can do the same cheese on, which I just learned like yesterday. It surprised me. I think health pickups actually, you can pause glitch them. Not that you would ever need to. Oh, you guys want to know something cool about the boobing fight? You know how the backup strat is you fire Leaf Shield, right? And Leaf Shield gives you bigger hitboxes, which makes the fight easier. Well, guess what? That beginner strat actually wrapped around and became top level. In the new task, we actually take advantage of Leaf Shield to save a couple frames in the boobing fight. It's so cool. And I'm talking zipless and any percent. Obviously not blister level.
All right, our runners have readied up. We hit the next race button, so everything should be sorted out. Hello again, if you're just joining in. This is the semifinals for the Mega Man 2 Any Percent Difficult Tournament at Speedgaming Live 2024. We've got MelloFlowz, we've got Xernes. Mello taking game one because Xernes had a couple of errors. Goodwood, Wily 5, a little bit more than that. Mello 2 gave it right back in game 2. Mello 2, what am I saying? Couldn't get Goodwood. We'll see if they get Goodwood this time. Honestly, I don't think either one of them is going to get Goodwood this race. It's going to be one of those races. You never know. But RaceBot, as it were for race time, is counting down. It's going to be there soon on screen, but you know. If it goes like the first two races, Xernes is probably going to come away with this with the right to face Satoko in the finals. But that's why they play the games, so get hyped. I think that's what I'm supposed to say.
You're also supposed to say good luck and have fun.
Good luck, have fun, keep cape.
Satoko's in chat, by the way.
Oh, I've seen him out there. Hi, Satoko.
You're scoping.
Scouting his opposition.
Yeah.
Satoko, if you've got anything you want us to say, who you're hoping to face, what you're hoping to see, we can get a sideline interview in.
Well, I have to say, Xernes actually mashed down the shot man just then. That was cool.
Xernes' mashing this whole match has been pretty good.
For sure.
Satoko is hoping for infinite tied races to the frame. You know, I am too. I mean, we do have a deadline where we're supposed to be done with the tournament sometime in the next week or so. But, you know, if we're just still playing, like, game 27 of this race...
Wait, what happens if we don't meet the deadline? Do we run out of funding?
I don't know. It hasn't come up.
Oh, you don't want to know. That's scary.
So anyway, here's Flashman. Sometimes in Game 3, the weird things start happening. Though I think this is probably going to be the opposite kind of race, where the weird stops happening. We've had two races that have been full of all sorts of back and forth. We haven't had just a clean race yet. So that's going to be the weird part, is Mello with his best flash fight of the match.
Yeah, for both of them, right?
Xernes was close enough to the other two. Xernes has had very good flash fights both times. I think in the second one he missed one shot, and that's why it was worse than the first one. So I mean he's crushing it. Mello got flashed in both of the first two races. This time no flash, so decidedly better. So he's keeping the heat on Xernes. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
You can yell at me, it's okay.
No, I laughed.
Okay, okay.
I was just thinking, like, he didn't get flashed, you know? He got stopped. Because he got timed.
It's true, it's the time stopper.
Yeah, it's not the flash stop.
He got timed out.
Different game.
So Mello getting knocked back by one of the tellies. They both get the item 3 throw this time, though.
Which is called Candy Skip for some reason.
The item 3 kind of resembles an old-timey piece of candy. Mello again, little trouble with the item 3. Does get right back on it.
At least he didn't have to throw it on the bottom like last time.
It's still just the little things like that, and then like that, where Xernes is going to pull ahead by a handful of seconds.
That was interesting, Mello. Usually when I screw that up, I just scroll it off screen and walk back. But you just like stood there waiting out the timer without going back. That was interesting.
I get what you're saying. I don't know what's actually faster. I mean, like, it's one of those things where...
I'm sure it's slower, but it's just like... I just feels like the timings are going to be all messed up. Like, I know when it's going to appear, but now I don't. I have to, like, count to, like, 3 cucumbers or something, and then...
Okay.
Then I jump. I don't know.
No, it's definitely true, though, that the timing for... I mean, it's probably, like, the third block, because, again, right, the timer for when they appear starts from when they come on screen. So you have those further up blocks that are going to show up at some point or not show up. So let's see. Xernes taking an extra hit or two early on, having to be a little careful at the end of the heat dance, does clear it without a problem. And again, Mello here. Nothing catastrophic, but just enough that Xernes is pulled ahead just a little bit. Dr. Light's already talking to him, and Mello's just beaming out. So, first race, a pair of extremely clean, fast airs. Going over the chasm with item 1, using the Lightning Lords for support. Last race, little bit of trouble for Xernes. Last race, it was also specifically the very last one. So here comes the is it this one? I think it is this one. There's a lightning lord. It's a thing. It happened. He made it. We're happy for him. Mello. Mello had 3 item 1s on the screen, and I was really afraid that third one wasn't going to come out by deswanning the first one. But he's through. Of course, Mello taking a lot more damage in that airman. Xernes even now picking up the small health, the rich getting richer. Another small health for him. Mello with the edge jump because he's short in item 1.
Okay, Xernes is going to survive by 2 slivers of health. That's going to be so sick.
If he does, I mean, he picked up 2 small health drops. I mean, it would have both counted for something. Mello basically, like, almost needing the perfect airman fight. Unless he gets the large drop there, he gets nothing. Xernes having the rather forgiving pattern, so Mello's got a tough assignment here. Oh, this is
Another jump. Woo.
But is he gonna get it out in time?
Oh, no.
He didn't get enough hits in early.
Damn, one more shot.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Hairman had too much health coming across the screen. Like Mello, to his credit, did really good with it. I think just the combination of not getting a lot of early shots because he was busy trying to not get hit, and then had to stop shooting Airman because he had to get ready for the wind to push him over. That kind of did it. So that's not good, but that could have been a lot worse. Xernes getting Biggie again. He got it in race 1. Now he's getting it in race 3. It's a good sign for him. Always a good sign to get the strat, I guess.
Interesting. I wonder why he went Biggie, simple Biggie. Oh, this seems off. That's not usually the visible screen that you do that zip on. What happened?
Well, I don't know the full strat array, but certainly falling off the bottom of the screen where there's nothing to fall to, that'll do it. It's Mello setting up to do screen 2 again while Xernes gets the climb in. Xernes with a little bit of a ladder mistake there. Nothing big again. But every handful of seconds is going to count. Oh, Clash Man. Why did you build your stage on a space elevator?
Clash Man indeed. So then you are, a lot of people, there's debate over whether it's a space elevator or whether it's just getting dark out.
I feel like you've just gone very high up.
Yeah, I think so too. So there's no argument to be had here. But if
Why are we talking about
argument,
cucumbers in chat?
I don't know, what was it? Diane said, I'm seeing enough cucumbers as is, you're gonna make me have a nightmare. I'm still puzzling over that.
Me too. We're in a bit of a pickle there.
Good one. Would you care to explain, Shatter? We're all dying to know.
What are we explaining?
The cucumber comment.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I guess we gotta mention that at some point. When we get to Bubble Man, we'll talk about cucumbers more. We'll wait until then. Coco, that's a lie. You take that back. We're not talking about the race anymore. I don't know what just happened. Mello did have a clean, quick fight. Xernes has been going past the lasers. He's got the zip. He turned on the lights. Gotta use flash here, or the lasers will kill you when you wrap back around. And you have to wrap back around before you scroll all the way down. There, I think we covered it.
Oh my god, he works in the pickle industry. He has a client. Papers cataloging prices. Wow. I'm sorry that we had to bring work into this for you. Oh, Xernes, corridor zip.
This 3 for 3.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row.
Of course, he has to still get out of there. Xernes once again getting revenge on Quickman for race 1.
7 shots straight to the face. Couldn't ask for a better fight.
So I think Mello got the early 1-up. So again, would have had the early 1-up instead of the later 1-up. Xernes again going to wood next. Mello did not get a 1-up. He's only got 1 life left.
I gotta admit, I get confused when they do a different stage order, but then they still end up on the same stage anyway. And it looks like one of them's like 5 minutes ahead, but then no, actually, he's like 30 seconds behind. Oh. Oh, Xernes, stop it!
He's worrying me. Into the Goodwood zip. And this is this strat has been the deciding factor. Well, it feels like it's the deciding factor so far.
It certainly has been tonight. I heard 4 jumps there. I was paying attention this time. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
No,
oh my
barely.
god. I feel like he got it on like the first possible tile, and I don't think he had a charged heat to make the respawn go faster, so we're stuck here like looking at it like, well, what happened?
Alright, I'm gonna confirm for you if it was a frame perfect.
That was scary. Mello just kind of quietly going through Metal Man stage without any issues.
An uneventful Metal Man stage is a good Metal Man stage.
That's what you want to see. Xernes, also an uneventful Metal Man stage from what we're seeing here.
Oh, Mello's about to do the good one.
Metal almost got away there, but he was ready.
Okay, so it looks like a frame perfect death for the Goodwood. You can see pretty much the entire lower platform and like 2 tiles of the upper platform. I really did just go look at it.
That was so close. Mello, meanwhile, making his way through the zip. That was almost on the other end of it. Is there... I mean, I know there's not, like, a recorded one, but is there a record for, like, the longest horizontal gap between 2 Goodwood zips in one race?
Well, we need to start recording that. That's a great record to have.
That looks like it might have been it. Cucumber.
I wasn't looking again.
Xernes did a different setup, but still. Because we were talking about him earlier. The theory is you jump and you say cucumber as you shoot your item 1 to get the Bubble Man zip. And it will be placed at the right height if you wait until after saying cucumber to place item 1.
Alright, I'm zoned in on Mello. Alright, I'm watching for the cucumber.
So I think this might be the closest we've been after 8 robots so far. Of course, Mello not actually, really neither of them after 8 robots yet. Mello getting the hardest jump in the game.
He didn't cucumber. He placed it on the way down.
Yeah, he got it the good way.
Ugh.
No cucumbers today. Alright, Mello just navigating the end of Bubble Man stage. You know, I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to jinx it. He might still get... I'm going to stop talking and look at Xernes' screen. We're in Wily 1. The best eyebrows in gaming.
You missed it again.
The very best.
Really, there's like no competition. Actually, you know what? I think Woodman has some pretty good eyebrows. Have you ever looked at his sprite? He's got like leaves for eyebrows.
That means they just fall off in the wintertime, though. Can you imagine having deciduous eyebrows?
That would be so embarrassing, man. Deciduous eyebrows. Somebody reserve that. That sounds like a Giphy link, doesn't it?
That's gonna be my new band name, Deciduous Eyebrows. Xernes getting on the ladder here. Looks like we've got a good zip set up.
Okay. Thank you for bringing it back to the run. We almost reverse commentators cursed him again.
You know, the more we don't talk about the runners, the more likely it is that they will have other good things happen, right? So.
No, when you don't talk about it, it also curses them, right? You have to have like this middle ground.
That's why they stay at the middle block for the dragon, right?
Guess so. Ooh!
Whoa!
Oh, you tipped it way too far. And Mello gets the zip. He's coming for you.
It's Mello, brief lead here. Now, this is what we said way back in race 1. Mello just needs to hold serve and see if Xernes makes a mistake. Mello grabbing the ladder.
Oh, I want to see it.
And just look how, I mean, we all know it, right? But better to grab the ladder than to fall all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mello going to be just making this jump as Xernes falls, yeah, I guess falls onto the screen. I mean, it's certainly not over yet, and Xernes has a lot of game. I can't even.
Please tell me that was sprite flicker. I'm looking at this. Oh.
I can't even. Your difference right now is that Xernes picked up the 1-up at the end of Quickman stage, and Mello did not. So Mello, with that, that is the game over with both of the zips earlier on, and has to play the whole dang stage again. Xernes is in the next one.
And we don't even.
Still not over yet, but that's a big one.
Oh, Mello, you had it.
Can you imagine both players dying to the little Samson Dragon? Mello's just grabbing that item 1 drop anyway, even though he got the refill.
What happened again? Xernes kissed the dragon, and Mello.
Mello would rather die than kiss the dragon. Well, Mello's going to get his second attempt at the dragon now.
Xernes is operating well within the frame rule on the other monitor there.
It's like riding a bus.
That's a really good analogy, actually, for frame rules. So, did you hear that somewhere? That's really good.
I'm glad you added that second part, because I wasn't sure. felt like maybe he hasn't heard it.
It's somewhere, someone, it's their first time hearing that analogy.
I know. Yo, shoutouts to ADEF for the Mario 1 commentary at GDQ this past summer. Crushing it by saying it's like riding a bus. That's literally all you have to say. I'm not sure what Mello was going for with that setup. That was never gonna work. I'm sorry, friend. Yeah, he's just in a bad spot. He can't find it with the grasshoppers here.
Oh, that's rough. That's hard to see. Counselor, the bus is the frame rule. And in Mega Man 2, actually, okay, consider the following, Mr. Cab.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the bus runs late? Not you, but the bus.
That's impossible.
No, it's in this game, in Mega Man 2, it's very possible.
I blame Dr. Wily. Xernes through the sleeper stage of Wily 3, which somehow has not reared its ugly head this race. It's like Wily 3 is a stage with all these easy jumps and everything else, and I feel like inevitably it gets somebody. Like somebody sleepwalks into that stage and meets the spikes. And, I mean, Mello still has to get through it, obviously. Mello also has a lower probability of coming back in this race. But again, Wily 4 is still Wily 4.
These Wily 4s have been so solid. God, why did I say that?
They really have. Of course, we say that, and Xernes having a little bit of Wily 4 trouble here. Nothing catastrophic again, but, you know.
As long as he gets the zip, it's good. Oh, is this one a sexy zip too?
I mean, I guess it kind of is. It feels like it's the same setup in that sense, but nobody calls it that.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if it's just like the little ladder ones that are like 4 tiles and they go past an enemy. If it's specifically that one on screen 2 of Wily 4. Nice Pico fight from Mello. He's through that.
Whew. Slipping between the upper telly and the ledge is pretty tight. Or maybe I just suck. I don't know. I think it's pretty
It is tight. I don't think it's the hardest jump in the world to make. There's harder jumps than that one, but it does require some skill to make.
Going for that pixel. Oh,
beautiful.
He flubbed a little bit there, but he still managed to get to the boob in time.
He had that fight under control. That is exactly what you want to see this late in the fight. This late in the fight, this late in the game.
Well, I think, isn't that a duckfish setup, the 4 jumps before you start mashing the tank? I think it is.
I'm not entirely certain. Like, it certainly feels sometimes like you can jump a bunch of times before it starts up. Xernes starting that fight with Buster, not seeing his opening, waits for Earman to jump across the screen to break out the leaf shield. Easy job. You know, I was thinking about saying bubble lead, bubble lead with all the other different vowel sounds I could come up with, but I mostly got to bubble lewd and realized it was a terrible idea.
Bubble lud. Yeah, we can skip bubble lewd, but the other one.
Bubble load?
I like bubble lad. When you equip it, you're a bubble lad.
The Bubble Lad. Bubble Lord.
Oh lord.
Good fights from Xernes. And again, like in the previous race, the first race he was here trying to claw his way back into things. Didn't want to give an inch. Wasn't collecting health. Really needed that health. This race, I mean, he's fighting better for sure. He doesn't need the health as much. So it's working out.
Ooh, Mello spends two items won to save 3 frames in that screen. Calculated. Very nice. Wait, does he get item 3 zip? Oh, well, he's out of item 3. That's one of the only other place you can set up an item 3 zip in the whole game, I think, is right there in Wily 4.
Mello with air out quick, I think, is the usual weapon of choice for that corridor. Both are very effective against the mechs, but the boomerang's also good against the Joes on the ground. Got some flicker issues here. Mello's in that screen somewhere, I promise. That looks high, but at the same time, that hitbox on that wall is just huge. Does Mello want an E-tank? Don't walk into it, Mello.
What? He survived.
No, he didn't.
Don't do the damage transfer. I was looking at the delayed feed. Dang it. I think, is that the first Boo Beam death we've seen all night?
That is the first Boo Beam death, and Mello had an out if he paused the game. I don't think he had the E-tank, but it doesn't really matter. Xernes is done with a 29-11. Xernes is going to be moving on to face Atoko in the finals, so get your GGs out in chat. Xernes winning your Mega Man 2 tournament semifinal matchup. And we'll see if we can get them in here for a few words in just a moment.
GG's, guys.
I feel like I've seen that a lot in this tournament. Where there's the one race, usually the first one. I think there was one or two where it was the second one where the runner with the better time just has a bad race. No other way to put it. No, I mean sometimes you just gotta look at that and you know. Everyone, right? You look at it and you say like, man, now I've got to win twice, and it's never a guarantee. But they come through and they do it. Xernes putting up I think it was a high 28 and now the low 29. Mello just not able to keep up with that. And certainly here, like the first two races, there was so much back and forth. And this one, very easy to say it was the dragon.
Yeah, Mello died against him twice.
Yeah, between the two different races, for sure.
Hello.
I believe we have Xernes here. Congratulations and GG.
Thank you. Like, I don't know, it was really stressful because of that first loss. Like, I did not expect to fail Goodwood like that. I actually never done that before in my life. I kind of got shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, what happened?
So, like, towards the very end, you need to jump like 3 times, I think, and then press up.
Yep.
I accidentally jumped twice, which sends you back to the previous screen, and I was like, yeah, this is fine, I can just do it again. And then I don't know, I did something and I over-zipped and something happened basically. I have no idea what happened there, but yeah, it cost me like a full minute and maybe more. And then Wily 5 quick fight happened as well. It was just a complete disaster. On the second race, when I was doing like the slow air we do for safety, my brain accidentally did like fast air, and then I accidentally fell down, and I was like, yeah, this is it, I'm probably going to lose the second race as well. But yeah, it didn't turn out that way, hopefully.
Wait, you mean you whipped out your item ones just out of sheer habit?
Yeah, I was supposed to put like 3 of them, I did like 2 of them and tried to like corner jump the enemies for some reason.
Right. Wait, so when you say slow air, you still mean with item ones?
Yeah, still with item ones, of course. I think the funniest thing in this race was the 3 corridor zips.
Oh my god,
that was sweet.
Clogging so hard, dude.
On the on the last screen of Quickman in the third race, I was like, in my head, you know what would be funny if I got it again? And I got it again, randomly out of nowhere.
So, okay, were you doing that on purpose, or were you just like, you know...
Third one was
Whatever
on purpose, but the first 2 definitely wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, this was just like a weird setup, and I think race 3, the dragon on your side was the only like real mistake. Making kind of race 3 was the weird race in that it didn't have a lot of mistakes. Then of course Mello went and matched your mistake. I don't know if you were following along.
Yeah, actually I was like, I died to the dragon and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? And then I checked it and he's still in Wily 1. I'm like, wait a minute, did he do the same mistake? That's how I figured it out.
You got booped by the snoot. You know, Mello just didn't hold left enough to fall onto the bottom platform. Just dropped right in.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, good tenacity, staying with it, staying in the races despite like all the races. There were mistakes on both sides for sure. And especially with the race 1 incident, kind of coming back, pulling it together, and getting the wins in games 2 and 3. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
So Satoko is in chat. Your finals opponent is has been lurking, watching, brooding.
We shall see.
do you have any messages so we can give him some bulletin board material?
Not really, no.
All right, Satoko. He doesn't want to talk to you. You heard it. We're trying to drum up fake rivalries here now, but I think that's all we've got. Thanks so much for putting on the race for us, Xernes and Mello, who has shown up out there in chat. And Xernes, good luck in the finals.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, then I shall say goodbye. See you guys. Thank you for organizing this tourney.
Yeah, I just sent out some challenge links. It's all good. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, see you.
Well, Warm Cabin, any final thoughts before we get into the wrap up?
I'm just gonna echo what Xernes said. Oh, wait, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm just gonna echo. Thanks for organizing this thing. Thanks for sending out those challenge links. I guess this was a lot of fun to commentate and participate. I got deja vu seeing Xernes in the interview here again because he was my opponent before. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep, thanks for watching, everybody. So again, one more time, thanks to our runners again, MelloFlowz and Xernes, both of them mostly spelled like it is on the screen. Twitch.tv/MelloFlowz, just like that. Twitch.tv/Xernes with an _1 on the end. It's out there in chat if you're watching, if you're here following us on Twitch. You definitely follow the runners. We can't put on these big tournaments without runners like them, and we definitely want to support all the runners we possibly can here through Speedgaming. You can follow myself and Warm Cabin if you want as well. Again, Twitch names just like it is on the screen. Follow Speedgaming. Follow Speed Gaming 2. Follow Speed Gaming 3. Follow 4, 5, and 6 while you're at it. And don't forget, I don't know all of the international channels. I know Speed Gaming Espanol is out there. But if you like speedruns, there's probably a Speed Gaming channel for you. Follow the channels, support the streams, do all that other good stuff. We will be back at some point with the finals for this tournament. Again, this is a tournament with a nice, fun cash prize at the end. It's not much, but it's fun. You can go to Speed Gaming Live's website, though, and contribute to those prize pools yourself. That can go towards any of these tournaments that are happening, including some for the live event that is happening at the beginning of October. Definitely tune in for those. There we go. We've got it in chat. Speed Gaming Espanol Frances. I don't know how to pronounce the German word for German and Portuguese. I'm just being honest, everybody. I think I'm out of things to say, and I'm just going to embarrass myself if I keep talking. Point is, support Speed Gaming, support the runners. Have a great day. Good luck. Have fun. Keep cape. Do all that other stuff. I'm getting out of here. Have a good time of day, everyone.